E-gaming bets, online betting for every esports fan. Dota 2 and Hearthstone, CSGO and Overwatch, StarCraft 2, the choice is yours. Express bets for multiple matches or live bets on the game you are watching right now. Know your way around Dota 2? Make a prediction for picks and bans. Playing CSGO? Guess the number of rounds in a certain match. Daily quests for all participants and all the best choice of payment systems. More than 600,000 users have already made their bets on the spectacular matches since 2011. EGB.com. You know for sure who's gonna win.
Well, guys, if you do know who's going to win, please let me know. I would like to make some money. I'm sure Harry would as well. We are back, map 2, and we are already into what looks like the pistol round. I think we may be a little bit late to the party. No reason being, though, right, Harry?
No reason at all. And, well, Tengri, they're going to be trying to make some progress over towards drop down. Of course, just missing out on that last game. Now they're looking to try and get some revenge here. Acor's pushed up through the smoke, and I don't think they know he's there just yet. Now he peeks out wide. He's able to find one quickly before being traded out swiftly by Ramzik. Cyclone going to be going the huge overall drop. He finds himself 2 frags in Sand, and he's going aggressively up long. SNK does check it, but Sandon's quicker on the trigger. Isn't even going to get tagged, so he's going to have a nice cheap buy along with Mertz up into the next round. Team123, they secure themselves the pistol, and let's not forget, this is their map pick. They've already won it that first game on Overpass. The decider will be Train if we make it that far. Tengri, they're going to be forced back on down. They didn't get that bomb plant. SNK is going to opt to go for the Deagle, which is always something I like to see. But he doesn't have that head armor, and up against any weapon on the CT side, that is a terrifying prospect. The M4, of course, does require 2 to the head, even with that head armor, but without it, it's basically an AK.
Oh yeah, just a more accurate AK, really, just a little bit better with the spray. Well, depending which one you use, I suppose. But either way, they've got quite a bit of utility going with their trusty UMPs, which, well, we know, everyone knows now, are a little bit overpowered, but we'll see what they can do with these pistols. We do have Ramzik sneaking all the way up long. He's actually got out onto the A side, but that won't last long. Mertz is quickly able to take him down, and, well, I'm interested to see what they're going for here. The bomb is still just behind drop down, so not really in a position where they could actually move anywhere, and it's looking like they're just waiting, hoping that some sort of mistake will be made or that one of their players will actually find a pick, but so far it's not going so well.
Yeah, not going well indeed. They try to push out now. Rezex is here with the UMP. Going to find that first. So now Sonic does get one, but he can't find that second. Rezex going to be able to get 2. That's $1,200 farmed up. Pachanga, the last hope here for Tengri. 4 HP, a CZ, and a Dream. He's out towards mid, and he's going to get 1 up on A ramp. Now he continues the aggression, but A-Core shuts him down. They do find 2 frags, though. And one of them coming from Pachanga, who's only on 4 HP, was a nice addition to Tengri's little bit of economic damage. But we will be seeing Team123 still in a fairly good state. I mean, Rezex was able to farm himself up a cooling collective $1,200. Now everyone else forced buying on down. Tengri don't have enough money to buy as well, so these UMPs looking to try and make some serious money in this round. And Tengri, while their strat book right now is looking like it just says, go for B, see if we can do it. And that's the one page they've got. Curious to see if they forge any more pages whilst we play, and they don't just not trying to give it up here in these pistol rounds. But for the time being, it's not looking too insanely promising just yet.
Which I want them to do. I want them to make it so that the R8, you get 1,000 per kill. I think that would make it usable. Or like 750, or just something ridiculous so that people might bring it back into play, just like a sort of YOLO strat book. I'd love to see that, because that gun is... it never comes up anymore. It was only JW sort of like...
I'll tell you why, because it's legit the worst thing in existence.
If I think playing on plat,
player.
you could actually get a couple of kills with that gun. I've done it before. It's possible. It's not that bad.
You doing it in MG2 matchmaking is different to these guys doing it in a pro game. And speaking of that, Mertz out mid. He's going to get 3 quick frags with his UMP, looking to make some serious cash. $1,800. So I'm thinking about Hugo's MG2. And now Fitch falls over towards long as well. Able to deal with him. No, Ryan's, we don't speak about him.
Ryan is actually MG2. I'm not even joking.
He tried coming at me with the line, I've played at LAN, and then we played a game head-to-head and I ruined him every single game. But yeah, anyway, enough about us. You guys don't care. 3-0 right now as Team123. They do want to pick up that round as well. They keep 4 out of 5 players alive. They only lose 1 on the UMP, so it's a very, very cheap rebuy, especially considering how much money Mertz was able to make. He now going to be on the AWP, watching mid, and oh, through the doors, Pachanga. It's going to be her. He has to fall on back. He's 6 HP, limping away. Just trying to hold on to his life. Flash out towards long, does miss its mark, and now Fitch gains a lot of ground as a result. Sand not expecting him to be there. Is going to be eliminated. So the man advantage early on going to be going the way of Tengri here. They don't gain too much presence as they still have a player watching Plat. It's going to be Sonic, really all eyes on him to try and grab drop-down control for the side of Tengri. Of course, having this position just going to be so versatile. And as rotates in through A, you deny rotates from B as well across both of the sides. It just makes it a hell of a lot harder for the CT side to try and adjust to these plays. They do rotate Mertz around though, very preemptively over here towards B. For the time being, not really too sure if that's going to be a good read, as they lose A core over at A, and if the aggression continues from Ramzik, he's going to quickly discover that it's only Mertz over towards the connected door. He's actually trying to hold down this site from afar.
Oh, Ramzik through the wood. Was that through the door as well? I don't even know, but that was a ridiculous shot to get that kill. Mertz, you can hold whatever you like. You're not going to find that kill. I think it was just through the wood, but absolutely lovely stuff from him. That's going to be a kill coming onto the AWP. And Fitch will then close both the remaining saving players down. And that will be the end to this round. Every single player dropped. And what you have to remember is the CT side did invest quite heavily in that one. They actually picked themselves up the rifles rather than keeping those SMGs, and because of it, they're in a bit of a bad state now. Now, I'm gotta say, Rezix's decision to pick up the auto shotty is never something I would disagree with. Well, I absolutely love that weapon, but that's just me.
Okay, I'm glad you went down that route with it. I was gonna say, it's a very good gun, actually.
I love it.
It's surprisingly good at range as well. One thing that, you know, we see a fair bit whenever it is picked up is it's not used entirely in these close range angles, despite the fact it is where it's most devastating. But yeah, I mean, he's looking to try and make some moolah with that. Looking like they're going to employ a boost as well to try and make some usage of it. Mertz falls over at long, and actually they opt to just kind of leave the boost. Sanded over on Plat, going to fall at the hand of Fitchu. Right now, it's been going insanely huge for the side of Tengri. Just locking it down. Mag 7 over towards mid, not going to find anything, but they do boost up Rezex, who now going to be in prime position to shut down any of these players rotating on through. Pachanga, he has to check, and he knows that goes out for the peak, but there's Rezex with the XM1014, the nerd mower. Going to deal with Pachanga. That's one player down for the side of Tengri. Now they've got an AK to play around with. Ramzik still on the flank, and Rezex should hear this. He deals with him too. He puts it back into a 3-on-3, and suddenly Rezex bringing this back into the realms of possibility, and it's all on the back of that one shotgun. But already it's a save, and yeah.
You sound so disappointed.
A little bit, but I mean, Cyclone only has 1 HP. A cough in the right direction's enough to deal with him. A-Core's got a Mag 7, which he's looking to save, which, you know, in all honesty, he can still use over towards. They'll probably either throw that to someone else, or alternatively just swap him out, put him over towards B, towards that hole in the wall. That's kind of where we see that played. Fallen out of fashion playing it in drop down, because it's so easy just to peek over and dispatch of that one player. We still kind of see, you know, Pasha, players like that take it a fair bit. Actually, just recently in the finals of DreamHack Las Vegas, we saw him kind of iconically using it in drop and faring terribly with it. But, you know, maybe that is a reflection of the changing meta of the Mag 7 in drop down.
Whoa, what about our boy X7? I think, what was he? Bought it something like 10, maybe more times, and got 3 kills and a half. So it doesn't always work, but we'll see whether it works for Core here. Wow, look at this aggression. Nades being thrown everywhere at Sonic. We'll still get that first kill. Looking for a second, actually standing very close to that Molotov. Will eventually go down, but Fitch is there, and Fitch on this T side has been a beast. Really was. I feel sort of bad for him that they lost that map. And, well, looks like the CT's already ducking out this round. They may just be going on a long flank, but, well, they invested everything into this. This seems to be a bit of a common trend at the moment for them. It's just like, okay, we'll just let the T's save, and I'm pretty sure the T's are quite happy with that. They'll keep their weaponry, they'll start building up money themselves, and, well, with players such as Fitch still just going off, not going to be too much of a problem. Now, they will take down Pachanga. That's actually not a bad upgrade at all, because they get rid of the Mag 7 and pick up an AK. However, SNK will drop one more. Now, this is becoming a bit more costly for the Ts, but at the same time, you have to remember the CT side cannot buy into the next round. They're going to have 2,400. It would have to be some level of insanity for them to go for a buy.
Yeah, I imagine what we're going to see is that, you know, you stick A-Core, solo over towards A, stack that B site, and then Money's going to die anyway, so stacking him on his own over towards A site seems incredibly unfair. Now that he's been relegated down to the pistols along with the rest of his now broke team. They will just instead probably buy down about $2,000. They're at the full brunt of the loss bonus. And so, yeah, just buying down what they can. Cyclone maybe investing a little bit more than he would have liked into that, but I imagine the thing is now he drops for A-Core, who of course can potentially get that AWP in the next round. Might have to glass cannon it, drop it over to Mertz, but who knows? As we head into this, we can see Team123 going to be doing exactly as I said, stacking that B site. They do leave Mertz to solo A without the rifle that they would have liked, but still having this 4-man stack over towards B can pay off. Even with these pistols, they've employed the tree boost as well. I'm going to be seeing I believe that's Rezex over on top of tree, just watching drop for the time. And the rest of his team are allowing all their tension over towards platform. The push looking like it's going to be coming on in. They walk into the crosshairs of these players, but they don't react just yet. They've only been able to spot one player on the site, so they don't know it's a stack just yet.
Definitely do now. SNK is going to be able to trade one back. You could already see the rotation coming in over towards the A site. Only one man there, Mertz. He's been a beast so far, but I can't really expect him to do too much in this situation. Going to try and get himself onto the site, hide towards that cubby, but he doesn't have the chance. Pachanga will dispatch of him, and as Ramsick adds one more to the death pile, it's not looking too good at the moment for this CT side in this round. At least they are going to be fading back away. We know they got some money coming, and well, with the extra rifle, this could be quite nice. They've actually managed to pick up one, but there is a second dead player, so if they can find that weapon as well, this could be a nice couple of saves.
It kind of comes back there to what I was speaking about earlier, Tom, in how, oh, wait, look at this flank. Sandon, don't mess this up.
Get that knife. Gonna go for it.
The knife, get the chance knife. Oh,
he actually gets a second.
Sandon,
no, look where he is.
Oh no, Pachanga's so far away. This is so incredibly bad. He's not going to get there in time. I don't think he is, Tom. Oh no, Pachanga! No!
Oh, Sandon doesn't have it.
Sandon didn't have time anyway, but that was so close. Sandon, if he had had a kit, that would have been so incredibly bad. Just so bad, Tom. And so good all at the same time. It's like whenever you just gorge yourself at like a buffet, you know. That was the buffet of CS for Sandon. But sadly, he didn't bring his plate to dinner. I don't know what this analogy is. 3 and 4 right now is Tengri.
So
I know, they've got the round advantage. And as I was saying earlier on Overpass, you know, Team123, Cobblestone isn't really a map they're particularly fantastic on. That's why I was surprised to see it come up. But like you say, when your Instabans are 2 of the newest maps, and you kind of limit yourself already in terms of what it is you can do. So right now, it's going to be a double up setup employed for Team123. A-Core going to be picking up the AWP along with Mertz, as you would expect. A-Core playing over towards B. Mertz over at that A site right now, just watching long.
The positive that you can take from that round, at least, was the amount of damage that was managed to be done to this T side. As I said, the double AWP is in play at the moment, and well, Fitch is going to be looking to try and end one of those lives. Core hasn't really had too much luck with this AWP in the previous map. He picked up a couple of times, but it wasn't anything too special. Now, he's playing a pretty standard angle over towards the magical chicken coop, but it's actually going to be smoked off to a position where now he's just trying to hold and basically defend his teammate. Sandon going to go aggressive and actually gets taken down. A-Core will be able to trade one back, but with already another entry coming in on the other side of the map, they've lost the A site, but they've got 3 players on B, so this may still be possible.
Yeah, they've got to worry about that lurk player coming in the form of Changa, but right now, the immediate threat is going to be the guys out on B. S&K trying to enter, he does so, finds that first. Now going for the spray on A-Core as well. It's going to be Fitch to land that, leaving it all on Cyclone, and he looks the wrong way at the wrong time. Can't look his murder in the eye, and there's the team ace. Tengri, frag apiece. They stampede ahead into their 5th round. Team123 once again relegated back onto these pistols. And Tom, I mean, I really hate to harp this same thing, but this is just a map that I was surprised that was picked by Team123. Maybe they're going to pull something out very, very impressive on their T side, but right now they do need to have a bit more of a CT side impact, I think, to really, really kind of secure that victory on this map.
Nades being thrown in early over towards this B site. A little bit of extra damage done, but not anything too crazy. We know that Team123 can get things rolling with these pistols. Next round, they've got max loss bonus, so we will be seeing that AWP onto Mertz, and likely a core as well, just by the amount of money that he actually has. But this round is all going to be about Fitch yet again, starting things off with an entry kill. Been very, very consistent so far in this matchup, at least. And that's the scariest thing. If your entry fragger is consistently just getting frags every single round, it's very, very difficult to play against. He is the player they look to on this T side. We saw it on Overpass, and we're seeing it here. If he can step up further, he may just be there to take the map. Cypher will be getting one at least. That Deeg's still doing damage. I think they've actually spotted both players now over towards this B side. Whether they realize it or not, that's a different thing altogether. But you can slowly see the bomb almost hesitating to fall back, but with that pick, they're probably just going to opt to stick over towards this B site.
Yeah, it's all one-standard. I'm going to find one new SNK at least as a bit of a pieing gift. But the rotate already coming on through. From that, now does mean Sandon's going to get caught out crossing back across through connector, trying to save up towards A. He's got the armor, of course, which will be a nice addition to take into the next round, at least. I mean, kind of negate some of the economic burden they're carrying on their shoulders, I suppose. But able to grab a gun as well, but they're more than aware that that's exactly what he's going for. They don't want to push him and instead just play things safe. Opting to fall on back all throughout the same angle, all over towards long. Don't want to chance it. Why bother heading into the blazing gun of sand and risk your life just to take the 5.7 in armor? What's that? $1,500 investment. Not really worth it. 3-6 right now for Tengri as they win at 6 consecutively. Now, when you look at it, some of these rounds have been incredibly close. But for the most part, they've been fairly landslide victory. Whenever we have seen Team123 on the rifles, things have been a hell of a lot closer. Kind of these, 2v1s at the end, 3v1s. But still, I mean, they're things that Team123 just can't close out. And a lot of it's coming down to them losing these frags early on. Tengri just on fire when it comes to the... What?
The closest round was the pistol round, where he almost ninja diffuses.
Yeah, that's true. That is incredibly true. That was their closest round as well. That was the 1v1 at the end. I mean, it was a 1v3, and then he was able to find both of them. But that was kind of more by chance, that wasn't like it wasn't calculated. That's what I mean. So denying them that one is, kind of their anomalous round. Now it's the double up setup employed once again. Have yet really to see this have much of an impact, but they play 3 players over towards B. Tengri doing a great job of kind of getting a feel for this B site. And if they don't get the frag there early on, they're more than happy enough to rotate on back over towards A. And that's exactly what we're seeing. A very, very different approach to Overpass, where they're a lot more kind of stubborn as to what site they were going to go for. Didn't like to switch things up. This time, they're looking to be fluid as water on this map. Just switching things up at the drop of a hat.
However, because of the lack of presence and because they've got Mertz actually set up on plat at the moment, it seems like the CT side have just decided to gamble. They have a lot of faith in this player. I can see why. Now, they're actually going to have 3 players ready and waiting over towards this B side or A side. This could be absolutely perfect. Just ready and waiting. But here come the T's. Aggressive push onto the site. Making their way forward. Already going to be spotting one. Will be Sonic. He gets traded out by Sandon. SNK with another. And they're looking to take down one more. He gets both. And this leaves 2 players rotating in from that B side. Even with the correct read, it's not looking good. And Mertz, well, he's going to sneak back through the hole of death and just try and run away. Save this AWP into the next round.
Once again, no, it's another save round for Team123, and it's great that they're getting away with a few guns every time, albeit kind of less than they head into the save with normally. Normally they lose at least 1 player whenever they try to save the rifles. Saves are all good and everything, but they need to post some rounds up. Since the pistol and the anti-ecos, they haven't got anything. They've lost every single rifle round on the CT side. I mean, look, Cyclone's able to get 1, right? But now he's so far forward. Mertz can help by watching the door. But still, I mean, he has to fall back. Can't quite take the door with Ramsey. They're not going to be able to get the trade, though, just yet. So Cyclone will survive, luckily enough, this time. And they will have enough money to buy on down once more, but still Tengri fast approaching the rumored 10-3 scoreline. Watch this space for that to happen. They've got so much money in the bank, they can literally afford to buy down now to the end of the game. I don't think there's any doubt about that. By the time their economy does get broken, even if Team123 do break it, they'll be on the loss bonus anyway. And with only 4 rounds left, you know, they're fine. So Team123, they have to try and haul this one back to a better scoreline. Or else, you know, I think this could easily go the way of Tengri unless Team123 just have some insane T-side strategy, which based on what we saw on Overpass, they're much more confident usually on their CT side.
They're switching setups again. It's going to be a core the one-man army over towards this A site, and everybody else trying to defend B, and so far it's not going so well. Mertz will be over towards his plat position, but it is going to be Fitzloss. And actually, they do get another couple of kills. Somehow the man advantage has swung, and the rotation will now come back in. But Akura's still waiting here. Should be able to get at least 1 frag, and that's perfect. All he needed to do. Sonic will get taken, or will be taking someone down. But Sandon ready and waiting, and they'll finally get themselves back on the board. All that really came down to was a gamble, though. If you're sending 4 players over, it means that A site is very vulnerable, and the rotation from the T side wasn't exactly a silly one. It was just the fact that they weren't able to trade that frag a little bit quicker and weren't able to get onto the site. As you said, though, buying back up, no problems there. Ramzik easily going to be able to get an AWP on the board. And the CTs now have that one elusive problem of the reset.
Yeah, the reset is very much looming. Mertz looking to try and peek out mid, and this might be a very good peek to take. We haven't seen him go for it too often. Molotov's going to go down long. Acre actually peeks the Molotov, and he's going to pay for that with his life. Very unnecessary angle to try and take that duel out. Now Mertz finds himself alone. They have to rotate Rezex on out. That's going to ultimately weaken this B site. They also position Sandon instead over towards Connector to hold things passively. Smoke's coming down over towards long. This B site is going to be ripe for the taking. If they decide to switch things up, they employ the boost, sticking Rezex to try and watch mid. Mertz falls on back in towards the site, over towards SWAT van to try and hold things down over at long. Now Rezex should be able to find one. The issue is from this position, if long isn't covered very, very well, you have nowhere to fall back to. So if he gets one, his choice is really drop back over towards long and get fed to the walls, or fall down into mid and risk dying from there. Either way, going to be a fairly tricky one. With 50 seconds left on the clock, Tengri fairly focused over here towards the A site. Falls on back, but yeah, they have boosted up Sand, and he's going on a very long flank, but he's going to be coming in from behind. I don't think they're going to be ready for this. Smokes and flashes raining on in, and he's already hot on their heels. Now they're going to look to potentially try rotating on background. Sand's going to heal it. He gets 1, gets 2. That's going to be bombed down, and there's the boost coming in huge. Sandon on that long flank to find those 2 frags. Bomb gets dropped as well, and suddenly Tengri looking like they're going to be conceding another round. Sonic finds himself 1v3, does pick up the bomb, but only 20 seconds left, has to make his way towards the A site. Able to find one though, and now Rezex over towards long. It's all going to be dependent on Sandon. Can he get there in time? And yes, he can. Team123, they pick themselves up a 5th. A nice resurgence from them, and that is going to be the economy of Tengri slowing down considerably here. They will have enough to drop across the board. Still able to buy down once again. Team123, though, suddenly, things are looking a hell of a lot better for them on this CT side.
Well, you always see people questioning why players like Happy are always lurking. That gives you a reason why. If they had somebody over towards that B site, there was no way Sandon was either getting through or getting through unnoticed. That's the big problem. He was already on such a far flank. He'd cleared out all of the map. Everybody else had rotated, and it just made things impossible. Bitch will be burned out of position. Smart stuff from Sandon to make sure that he cannot get away with anything early in the round, and that is the exact man you want to be taking down as soon as possible.
Yeah, they already lose out on their primary entry fragger this time. I mean, Mertz has been very quiet. Instead, he's been looking really at Sandon. I think he wants to go out for the peak. It's going to get tagged, as does Mertz. They trade each other back and forth for a little bit of damage, just tickling each other with those AWP bullets for the time being. Ramzik coming off worse in that engagement, but Mertz not looking too healthy. He has elected to fall on back over towards Chicken Coop. Now, drop down control. It's going to get away Tengri for the time being. They do elect to fall on back and play things a little bit more passively. Pachanga falls on the flank, and I mean, that's kind of, the Rezex now falls back and towards Connector. He thinks there might be a potential of an A split coming on out. Now he's falling on back, and this basically isolates the 2 players in towards B. A lot's going to be falling on Sandin and Mertz. These are kind of the 2 stars in the lineup for Team123 to try and hold this B site. Let's see if they can make things work. Sandin falls back over towards Short, playing up close and personal with the AK. Mertz has got his back, though. Finds that personal SNK now. Sandin able to trade things out. Only 20 seconds left. It's all on Sonic 1v4. He makes his way in through connector, just dodging the bullets of Acor and Cyclone. But he's stuck between a rock and a hard place here, or a rock and an acorn, and he comes on through as they pick up that 6th round. Very, very close to equalizing things out, and still at this point can take the half. Tengri's economy just going to be bottomed out.
And interestingly, they're actually going to force, so not happy to just go for 8 rounds over on their T side. Definitely understandable. On a map like Cobble, the 9-6 scoreline is still somewhat common. Although there are much better CT sides nowadays than when this map was initially brought in. Obviously, a lot of changes have been made since then. There used to be a massive hole in the wall all the way on the back of the B side with toilets sitting in the back, so that's not the case anymore. It's different, but still not perfect, I don't think. I enjoy it. I love this map, but I think a lot of people are not fans. Either way, going to be a sketchy buy. We've seen these work before. Whether or not Tengri can pull this one off, and well, they're actually going to go towards a ramp. Now, this is a little bit of a risky position to go with short-range weaponry. You have to catch the player close very quickly and hope that Acor is just going to miss some shots, but they're actually going to flash themselves in. Mertz gets absolutely wrecked, and they're going to get close really quickly. Acor does get caught out. This is a horrific way to play the round. They've just lost all 3 players on the A defense. The remaining 2 are going to have to fall away, and somehow a very basic but fast strategy has completely caught the Danes off guard.
I mean, you know, everything you said that had to happen for Tengri to take that round happened. It was like an epiphany on your end. You know, Mertz has to get taken down up close, kill him straight away. Acor then has to miss his shots, though, and that's unlikely. Acor misses a whole damn mag, you know, and then gets caught trying to fall on back, just running with his tail between his legs. And then they also deal with Rezex on that rotate. So yeah, immediately it's just Sandin and Cyclone left. They have to save, not only because it didn't make sense to go for that retake up against 5 armored players with nothing to lose, essentially, but also because the economy of Team123 is looking terrible. And of course, it's the last round of the half coming up next. If they save both of these rifles, which it looks like they're going to, they will be able to get a decent buy to get that at least. Sandin drops a rifle, as will Cyclone. You'll have 1 player relegated down to, I was going to say a UMP, but Rezex.
It's not relegated, upgraded. He's got the better weapon, the best gun in the game. Probably one of my favorites, just because I think if you kill too many people with this, they will just be tilted off the face of the earth. So I find it a lot of fun. Moneymaker. If Hiko could use it, I can use it. That's the way I look at things. And it's pretty much how I live my life. Anything Hiko can do, I can do. Other than play Counter-Strike. Standard through the smoke. Nice little pre-fire angle is going to finish off Sonic early on. Not the way that the T's wanted this round to go. Now, an 8-7 half wouldn't be bad for either team, really, but looking like the 9-6 maybe a little bit more likely with those 2 entry kills, only leaving Cyclone near the action. The rotation has already come in from the remaining A players, and the smoke wall is going to allow for this bomb to go down after the Kobe nade finishes off Cyclone and drop.
It's going to fall out on the flank. It's all on Acor, and he's not going to be ready for Ramsick on the flank. 9-6 secured, and it just feels like Mertz kind of using up all of his carry juice on overpass. He's a little bit fatigued. Sandin still trying to maintain the reputation of Team123 on Cobble. Having a very hard time of it right now. He's the only player on double digits for his team. Going to be heading into the second half, but a quick hello to chat. For those of you who don't know me and Tom, we like to just say hello to everyone watching, give some support to you guys for tuning in. Hello to Twitch Chester X. No, I read your name the wrong way around. Supple1708. SN Skill. COD Rapper. But I know it doesn't say rapper, but I can't read out what it actually says.
No, yes you can. It's Reaper.
Oh my god, it is Reaper. Oh,
what's wrong with you?
Right then. Lanari.
Dirty mind.
This is Mars, Manolaminsky, Kid from 29, Mathasil. We're going to just breeze past this, Tom. Breeze past this terrible moment in my career.
Pachanga!
Anyway,
He's found the first
straight out
kill.
mid. Yeah, there we go. Shout out to him. They're making their way out through mid. Pachanga's rotating around, trying to pick up a second. SNK is going to beat him to it, but oh my god, look at this UMP raining on him from Pachanga. He's going to give him number 2. He's looking for number 3, and already Team123, they've had to fall on back. They want to go out for this peak once again. They're dedicated to the A site. I'll give them that. And it's working out for them. Acor's on 3 now. Oh my god, he's on 4. Acor's going insane. He's going to get dealt with. It's all on 300 hertz Mertz. Oh, the extra hertz going to help him now as he finds himself 1v1 with Ramzik. USP Angels here to decide this pistol round in the second half. And well, neither of them, they're just both missing. This is a terrible day for Counter-Strike. Please someone kill someone, and there's Mertz. Acor gets 4 insane frags to secure that pistol round for Team123. As a 7-9 scoreline going to be secured now for them. They pick up that pistol, and that is exactly what they needed to kickstart their T-side half.
That was just sort of one of those really awkward moments where you're just kind of like, oh, yeah, no. Like, come on, you get... There we go. And luckily, Mertz was there to finish things off. Back in the game, back in business. And well, they're going to have the better buy going into this one. Pistols will be all that is there to greet them. No kit whatsoever. We do know what this D can do. Mertz. Ramzik wants revenge.
Yeah, Ramsey does want revenge, and he's going about the right way of doing it, trying to peek out from Platt, but he's going to lose his head as they deny his quest to avenge himself in that previous round. Now that man advantage to be going favourite Team123, only the pistols for the side of Tengri. And what this B site's looking at, fairly ripe for the taking. 2 players here with a third playing over towards connector in the form of S and K. He can rotate swiftly between A and B, and for the time being, he's going to hedge his bets, head towards the A site. A little bit unnecessarily, as Pachang has made his way up long. He should be able to call if anyone's over towards A, and he's going to get a lot of info from this position. Now, often we do see teams going for the push. Wouldn't surprise me if we see him hold first over towards this archway. And that's usually what we see them do, but seeing as it is a pistol, nothing to lose. Going to go aggressive. So the utility raiding in towards the B site as well. Fitch first to go down. SDK to try and hold it over towards Statue. Does find one. He's still got 20 HP. Just dodging around the Statue right now, isolating these players into a series of one-on-one engagements. Sonic up to get another. SNK looking for a second, but it's Pachang going to find the next. 1v2. He does get himself a UMP. Not the XM1014 that he deserves. Goes out for the wide peek and sand and denies it. He's going to find himself 2 frags there, and that's going to be Team123 securing the anti-eco. They only keep 2 players alive, though.
Yeah, it's a little bit costly, but obviously on the T side, I feel like you can get away with that a little bit more, knowing that in this round, at least, they're going to be up against just straight pistols, so we will see a couple of, well, I don't want to say, what, sort of like discount buys. I think that's the best way of putting it. We're going to have a UMP and, of course, the trusty MAC-10. Now, we did actually see Barber playing the MAC-10 in a few buy rounds yesterday, and it did actually pay off. Just the surprise factor, especially going into what will be the 3rd round of the half. You can see some players without head armor, so may keep that. I think it's pretty unlikely. These teams have been pretty set on actually just going for 4 buys. The players actually being a little bit of a snake in the grass at the moment, just standing behind in drop down. I wonder if a kill can actually come in. A lot of damage being done, a few low players. Fitch will actually catch someone out, but it's all going to be down to 1. SNK. Now, there are 2 players with sub 15 HP. 16 between them, in fact. All it will take is 1 bullet pretty much anywhere to finish them off.
SNK, he's going to be approaching Cyclone, who does find himself on 3 HP. But instead, he just opts to play around in the window, and of course, that's never a good idea. Rezex up close and personal with the MAC-10, the Mac Daddy of Team123, farms up plenty of cash, $1,800. I want him to, but I feel like they're not going to. And yeah, Acor. No, don't worry. Never mind. I was hoping we would have had the round 19 Mac Daddy of Team123, but instead it's going to be AKs and rifles, a buy that anyone can do. So they've kind of broken my heart, but still, yeah. Danish CS, one hell of a drug. Here we go. 4 players over towards B. Mertz there up close and personal with that AWP. We're going to be watching the angle, allowing the rest of the team to push on up. They do employ the tree boost right now from Tengri. Ramzik up there, trying to become one with nature. Let's see if he can become one with the taps. And well, we're going to find out first. Getting to get himself a second. Looking for a third as well. Might be paying off, but he is going to get taken down. Better late than never by Rezex. Still a 2-for-1 trade. And then Fitch is there to immediately return that huge man advantage. Cyclone, the last player left alive, made his way up short. Finds one. Looking for a second. SNK is going to get tagged down low, but it's Sonic from Statue to finish him off. That B play gets completely decimated like lambs to the slaughter as T123 find themselves on the opposing end.
Is that a UKCS
very
emote?
furious Tengri.
Where do I get that? Who do I have to sub to get that emote?
That's Defy. You know, Def UKCS.
I might need to go do that. I want that emote.
That's gross. That is actually gross. That's disgusting.
So the meme, I want it. I want it. Either way, we are going to have that 10-9 scoreline. The potential for a reset is in at the moment. We are going to look towards Ramzik on this AWP. Ready for the flick, and Mertz is down. He finally gets his revenge. Sandon is going to throw the flash out. We'll catch him. Doesn't peek into it, so not really any chance of that. It doesn't mean the man advantage is stuck with this CT side for now. Bit of an off angle from Pachanga. Going to have the pop flash out from his team, but won't spot anyone. There are actually a couple of players around this position. Going to retake a different angle, trying to just hold in a position where he'll have the advantage every single time. Still, of course, got Ramzik with this AWP over towards Platt. And the rest of the team just in sort of flotation, just ready to maneuver themselves to wherever they believe this push is going to come in.
Team123, they have rotated around over towards long. Can see that Fitch is going to be that kind of floating role, like you say. You can float between the A and B side. And that's why Connector is so incredibly strong on this map, especially when you have that man advantage on the CT side. Suddenly it becomes a very, very easy sight hold. Flash goes out mid. That's going to signal this play and just telegraph it across to the side of Tengri as the smoke does allow them to cross for the time being. Acor's up close and personal with the Deagle. Going to find that first on the Pachanga. They have to deal with SNK right now. Reloading gets caught out on the barrels towards the back of sight. Bomb should be going down. Sand player tasked for trying to get it down. He's going to go for a very ambitious plant, but I suppose he's got nothing left to live for anyway. Now makes his way round over towards Swat. Ramzik gets caught looking the wrong way. They do deal with Acor. Santa finds himself 1v2 and the Famus just removes his entire face there up close. And that's going to be the 11-9 scoreline in favor of Tengri. They take the 2-round advantage. And they do succeed as well in just destroying the economy of Team123. Will have to be them biting the bullet here, going for the eco. Probably going to buy down on about $2,000. It's going to be armor pistol on a few of these players. A little bit of utility as well.
That's a lot of utility.
Damn, yeah, Rezex, he's going huge. And he buys armor. Oh, he's going ballsy. I guess, you know, it doesn't hurt. That way they can have him relegated down to the Tech 9 in the next round. But now they have loads of utility to break in towards his site. Issue is, if Rezex goes down, they lose their entire investment.
I'm intrigued to see where he's going to use all this utility. Mert's already down to 31 HP. Won't help anything out. If he goes running into drop, I think I'm going to lose my mind. Okay, he's just going to try and take drop with the utility. So, trying to gain some map control. Obviously, with the close range weaponry that they have, having control of drop is very important. Anybody challenges them, and it's almost an even playing field. One shot to the face, up close and personal. So, I'm actually very much okay with the way that they played this round so far. There's currently 3 players over towards A. I like the fact that, or B, I like the fact that SNK is just holding outside in case they rotate back. But Sonic, he's going to spray them down. 2 players lost already. Mertz will trade 2 back. That's lovely stuff with the Deagle, but eventually he gets ended by Ramzik. He can go 1 better and gets 2 Deagle shots of his own.
9-12 right now. Tengri still looking to be very, very strong over on the CT side. I think right now, Tom, we're really seeing how important these pistol rounds are because Team123 have barely been kind of putting up a fight in these rifle rounds. They've only been able to pick up 3. But when you look at the scoreboard, it looks to be a rather close game, 9-12, right? When you think about the fact that 6 of these rounds come from the pistol and the anti-eco, and then you kind of learn that they've only gotten 3 in the rifle rounds, it suddenly becomes a much more kind of less impressive scoreline fielded from Team123. So they need to try and convert a couple of these rifle rounds sooner rather than later. Tengri, giving them full control to drop down for the most part. Would be nice to see them try and utilize that to break out through connector on towards A and go for the split, because the only player really who can hold things down when that comes in is going to be SNK. He plays over towards the doors there at connector. All it takes is 1 smoke to isolate that B site. And you can go ahead and split on through onto A. But it looks like once again they're going to try their luck over towards B. They do have drop-down control right now. Bomb slowly but surely actually rotating back over towards the A site. So maybe we'll see it, Tom. Maybe.
Still didn't really get much of a better buy into this round. 50 seconds left on the clock. Ramzik just playing passively behind the boxes, but this time Mertz is going to win the duel. And this opened things up heavily. Look at the rotation already. That's 1 kill. and that has pulled the whole team. The whole team have just rotated off of A from 1 kill. Thank you, Pachanga. A little bit of sanity left as he goes back towards this A site. But this is all just a ruse. All the players now rotating back over towards the A site. The drop comes in, split in. Rezek's now able to get a weapon. That is an awful read coming in from this CT side. Over rotation. And now Team123 have themselves the A site for free.
Yeah, bomb's going to be going down as well. Well, now they find themselves man disadvantage. SNK is over towards balcony. There's no smoke here to cross it off just yet, so he can gain a lot of information from here. Knows that no one's crossed down beneath balcony. But he can't pick out too far. Sonic's able to get one, but he does get tagged down low in the process. I know where he is, and Sandon's quick to trade that out, maintaining that man advantage for Team123. SNK over at balcony. He's so low, he's relying entirely on Fitch to try and open up this site before he comes in. And he's going to fall anyway. Fitch able to get one as Acor's looking completely the wrong way. Cyclone and Sandon, though, they have the crossfire set up for this. And Cyclone doesn't even need the help of Sandon. He's able to dispatch him on his own. That's going to be 10 to 12 as Team123. They find themselves their first rifle round. And in all honesty, it was probably the most important one they could have got thus far, as it does put Tengri's economy on the back foot. They're going to have to grit their teeth, take the eco round, and that's going to allow Team123 to try and build a bit more money. And also pick up an 11th round, potentially, unless they lose to the armor pistol.
Yeah, all that based off that rotation. That was madness. Didn't even spot that many players over towards the B site either. That was really, really weird call. I think they just tried to play more of a gamble site, and yeah, that just completely lost them the round. They're able to do a little bit of damage, but ultimately they're just going to be saving here. Buy up a couple of pistols and try and get themselves back into this one without really too much damage done. It does seem to be a thing of Tengri that mistakes do get made quite often, and a lot of them are fairly basic as well, like we saw with the plants and Sonic. That saga, I never want to see anything like that again. Either way, we are just going to have what looks like a clean-up round. SNK is going to get one. Obviously, the kills with the Deagle do give him a little bit of extra money. Not going to really cause too much hassle though, and Sandon, he's going to take those eco frags, put them in his pocket, and save them for later.
Yeah, that's similar to what I did with a taxi while I was in London. There were sweets that you could take, and I just took all of them, put them in my pocket, save them for later. But that's a story for another day. 11 to 12 right now. It's Team123. Only one round behind now, equalizing this out. They are going to be going in with plenty of utility into this round, building up a nice bit of bank as well. They ship it to buy into the next round regardless of this one. When you look over at Tengri, they don't have a lot of money stocked up. They do have the AWP on Ramzik though. Looking at this though, Team123, they've gone quite aggressive out towards ramp. Ramzik's posted up in a great place to deal with this, and he just spots the little head of Sandon over the top of the wall there. His soft, squishy skull looking too good to miss. And Ramzik opened things up for the side of Tengri. The early man advantage sees no one in position to trade either. Does mean that that's just going to be a kill unaccounted for the time being. Rezek's able to equalize things out back into a 4-4, but he's going to get tagged down low as a result. It's going to be all on Acor really to be the linchpin into this round. He snuck out mid. And Pachanga's not entirely ready for this. He's only watching this long angle now as they rotate Fitch, potentially back over towards this A site through connector. Acor could very easily pick up a frag or two from this position as it does go unchecked.
Again, they've gone quite heavy. One player being relied upon to hold onto this A site. At least there's actually someone on the A site this time. Let's see if Pachanga can do anything. Yes, he can. He gets the first kill. That's going to be crucial. Now they have to be ready for a rotation, and with the kill of Rezix as well, they have to know that this is coming. Mertz will get the entry onto the site. It's going to come down to whether or not this retake actually works out, but not really allowing them to cross. This is quite smart. They've put the AWP just in place. There isn't a smoke over on that T side. They've got to try and find this shot, and it's not going to happen. Mertz, well, he's going down. No. Lovely shot. Ramzik, the guy who just hits stuff through walls. Very, very good at lining it up, and he will do the damage straight back in. Straight back with another round. And now, well, there's going to be a buy, but whichever team loses this round is going to be the one in trouble.
Not gonna lie, I thought you were gonna say straight back with another track, as like he was some sort of just rap king, but apparently not the case. As Ramzik laid down the microphone years ago, and now it says prefers the AWP. But yeah, I mean, it will be another buy coming on in from Team123. Fairly controversial move, I feel. I mean, well, either way, you know, they do have enough to buy across 3 of their players. Cyclone will be on the Tech 9, so actually it is gonna be the right call to make. their best chance of being able to pick up another round at least. Otherwise, if they did decide to go for the pistol armor buy and then buy up in the next round, that would leave Tengri with 14 rounds and very little margin for error. Similarly, the issue does kind of repeat itself now. I mean, if they lose this, they're going to be, you know, fully screwed in terms of their economy. The only benefit is that they kind of have the maximum amount of forces before Tengri reach that match point scoreline. So I do kind of like it. Plus, when you look at the economy of Tengri, it is fairly weak as well. So if Team123 are able to convert this into a win, then they could very easily reach a 13-13 scoreline. But it's all going to depend on this round. And this is easily the most critical round in the game thus far, and probably the most important round we're going to see, the deciding factor. And it looks like they're going to go for a style of play that I really am not a fan of, where they leave the bomb over on A core over towards Long. Everyone else goes out towards B, and normally you do this if you're just trying to play for a plant. It's very unusual to see this happen. It does allow for a faster rotate, I guess, but even then, no real difference from leaving the bomb over towards the over towards kind of Dragonol-like connector.
You're talking about another classic Russian strategy of you all go A, I plant bomb B.
Yeah, exactly. The iconic, yeah. Even more iconic, I feel, than Rush B sometimes.
Rush B, don't stop. Why you stop new? That's my favorite one. Like, no matter what happens, you could get hit by 15 Molotovs. There could be a wall in the way. But if you stop, you've made a big mistake.
Sometimes you don't even stop. And you still get told not to stop. It's just if you lose the round. I feel like that's what they mean. Don't stop, as in, like, don't stop killing. And if you die, you failed. But anyway, the push coming out and away in towards the A side. 2 players here to try and hold this off. And Utility just raiding on in right now from the side of Team123. They got to try and rotate, but you have got Rezex down in drop down. And this is why the position's so strong. If you allow them to get in there, both players fall on the site. They've got Rezex to deny the rotates. He lets everyone cross for the time being. And now he's going to come in on the flank. Mertz to hold down the hole in the wall as well as he tries to push through the murder hole. Sonic finds out very, very quickly why it's been given that nickname. And now Rezex on the flank. Fitch looks away at just the wrong time, and he should get dealt with here. But, you know, Rezex doesn't even play into things. It's all going to be Cyclone and Mertz on the site. 12-13, and this is where Team123 can pick up that 13th round, the equalizer on their T side.
Yeah, and they do it in flawless fashion as well, so it's going to give them a big boost. And it's going to do a lot of damage over towards Tengri. As you said, they're not going to have anything going into this one. And even going into the next round, things are going to be a little bit sketchy. They'll have themselves 1900, but Sonic isn't going to have too much to play with. We do have Ramzik with some extra cash, which will be nice for the potential for him getting an AWP. But other than that, it is looking very scary now from them. They did this in the last match, where right towards the depth, they seemed to throw things away. And oh, it would be a shame if they were to do it on both. I think that'd be a horrible way. Because you have to remember, if they lose this map, they're out of the tournament. That's it. They're done. If they win and they win the next, they're through. It's very cut and dry at the moment. It's a horrible way to sort of... It's a great way and a horrible way for whichever team loses to end this group.
Yeah, I mean, the curious thing is Tengri yesterday... not yesterday, sorry. But when we saw them play, they were very, very passive. And it seems like now they've lost that and they've decided to go hyper-aggressive. The second they're dedicated on something, that's it. They don't stop. If it's 2v5 in the retake, they don't save. They keep going until they either die or they succeed. And normally they die. We saw it happen on Overpass. It's happening now on Cobble. And it feels like it's how they start to let things just slip through their fingers. And, you know, even if my voice does break on the word fingers, I'm going to make it look like it was on purpose anyway. Pretend there was some hype there. Maybe fingers just really excite me. Who knows? That sounds terrible. But yeah, no, that does. Ramzik and Sonic 2v5, looking to try and do some economic damage. The Team123, well, they're exiting the site fairly early on. I mean, 3 players over towards Long right now. I don't know where they're going. They do know that thing is to blow up for them to win the round, right? But no, I mean, they just leave A-Core there alone along with Rezex. They should be able to hold it down. You'd hope so against a USP and a P250. That's going to be 13-13 anyway. The equalizer. And at this point, it is anyone's game. The money going to be going the way of Team123, the advantage leaning heavily towards them. They don't need to rebuy. They've got lots of money in the bank. And, well, this is what I mean, right? They just lose someone at the bomb. They're like, we are dedicated, okay? We even die in the explosion. That's how dedicated we are.
How we get to see this by... Oh, we're going to get forums. Meta game. This is where Counter-Strike has got to, ladies and gentlemen. We have got 4 UMPs and AWP for Ramzik.
Yeah, welcome to the Call of Duty World Championships, ladies and gentlemen. I can't remember what event's going on, but we literally spoke about it the other day. But yeah, anyway, who knows?
Some trash.
Yeah. Oh my god. There you go, you heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see what's going on. 13-13, all to play for in these UMPs, Radiant Death early on. Acor's going to go down. And already Team123, they find themselves off to a very rocky start. Cyclone, they're just having to burn Fitch to death. He opts to just stand in there, gets a little bit too toasty.
Be back to this 4v4 though. We are going to see the CT side again in a 2-2 split. I'm just looking at Mertz at the moment. Got to be very careful. He's going to be caught out. That's another AWP if they want it into the hands. And the bomb is now isolated. A rotation will be coming in from the remaining T players. They've got to try and support this bomb. If Tengri managed to pull this round out, I think it will pretty much just show the power of the UMP. And, well, not that it needs to be shown at this point in time, but we are going to see them making their way over towards this A site. The CT side, I think they do have a bit of an inkling already. SNK getting ready to rotate back. There's only 30 seconds for them to actually get onto a site and plant that bomb. Well, I wonder if he actually spotted anyone there. May have just slightly mistimed it. You have to remember, the AWP that they have is currently on the other site. It's not going to be able to support unless it gets towards those doors. But with 15 seconds, that Molotov has done so much. The bomb is now dropped on the floor. Sandon's going to get himself one. All they have to do is deny it, but no, Sandon, he's got both. It leaves just Ramzik. The bomb's going to go down in the nick of time. He gets one, looks at the second and hits it as well. The CT side, they take the advantage. They lose it for a second, but this man is there. He doesn't even need a kit. He's done it with plenty of time left.
Yeah, I mean, I was going to say an insane play from Sandon to secure that bomb plant, but then Ramzik just comes along and blows it out of the water, securing that 1v2 with bomb planted. Rezek's going to be kicking himself after missing that trade frag. And that's going to put the scoreline as 13-14. Now, they did get the bomb plant. They already had plenty of money, so they will be able to fund the AWP buy as well as buying on down across the board. They've got enough money to buy up into the next round as well, with the exception of Mertz, who's gone into this kind of all or nothing, which is a good way to play, not planning for failure. He wants to equalize things back out 14-14. They keep 2 UMPs on the side of Tengri. I mean, it worked out. If aim broke, don't fix it. Well, once again, Team123 taking things a little bit more slowly. 3 players over towards mid, 2 at B. No early aggression coming out from Tengri. And that is exactly how they played this CT side time and time again across all the games I've seen them playing. Team123, they're going to find it very, very hard to get an early pick if they meet this passive player with a passive player of their own. The real place they need to try and contend with now is either going to be that drop-down area over towards B, or perhaps with Pachanga over at long, and he's going to look to fall back, take this a much more passive angle, has SNK to try and trade with him if the worst comes to the worst. Advantage is that SNK has actually been relegated down to that UMP, so he can't really hold mid, which is what he's trying to do right now, and he's going to have a hard time with that. Pushing out towards long. 3 players here. Rezex as well has got in from behind, and this is exactly what I was speaking about a few rounds ago, just utilizing the fact they get handed drop-down control for free. He's going to get completely past Sonic, who's still watching it. He thinks he's got it covered. Little do they know, Rezex is in the back line, and he can do so much damage here. This is going to open up this A site, and this could very easily be that 14-14 equalizer in progress. He's going to push on through. Finds that first. SNK is now isolated. She's going to turn around and find Sonic as well. He deals with him. Now it's only SNK on the site. He's able to get one with the UMP. He's tagged down extremely low. Playing around SWAT next to full Cyclone. Going to be able to eliminate him through the wall. Fitch tries to find one, but there's a smoke in the way. 2 on 4. And they're going to try and go for this. Interesting decision as well to try and... No, there you go. Right call made. They fall back and save. Finally, we learn that Tengri do know what a save is.
Yeah, this is a very scary prospect, though. I think a lot of that comes down to Fitch doesn't actually know how much damage he did through the door. I think he hits someone that... It's either Rezex or Cycred. He hits one of them all the way down from 100, but unfortunately not getting that kill means that there isn't enough to actually go for this. And, well, now you look at this. They win 1 round, they lose it. They're going to get 1,900 back into their accounts. That means that they can go for a similar sort of buy with a few UMPs in the mix and base off that, well, rifle and the AWP onto Ramzik. Problem is, it's just getting so close now. 1 round. If they lose this, that's it. There's no, they shouldn't be able to fight it back with just pistols, and that's all they'll have to go on. Then if they don't buy here, okay, they'll get an extra little bit of money. They'll have 1,900
Yeah,
added
I mean-
on. But it's not going to be better if they save here.
Yeah. That's the issue. Force buying now is the best buy they can possibly get. And that is a terrible scenario to find yourself in. Yeah, of course they're going to go for the Force, but if they lose, if Ramzik and Fitch, the two players you would want with weapons saved, may I just say, can't go insane like they have done in previous rounds, then this could very easily go the way of Team123. We're going to be seeing the UMPs brought up once again, dropped by Ramzik and Fitch, who did have that little bit more money to play around with. But still, I mean, it's going to be so insanely tricky from Tengri here. Their economy's just bottomed out. It's terrible. Even if Tengri win this round, Team123 have plenty of cash in the bank to buy up. And even then, it wouldn't surprise me if we see it go through to overtime, just because of how bad that economy is on the CT side.
Well, the other thing is just looking at the way this map has actually gone. The first half was a little bit more clear-cut with a string of rounds coming in. This one has been very backwards and forwards. We've seen the odd round come in every once in a while off the Tengri side. A lot of it coming down to just individual plays, a little bit of luck, and some SMG magic. Well, will Team123 do it again? See, the thing is, last time it was 15-14 to Tengri. They go to overtime, they lose. This time, if anything, the driver's seat is with Team123. They've got the better buy. They're on the T side, got plenty of money, utility, and they're up against a weak buy. But in this game so far, that has meant nothing. And, well, we've actually seen them call this tactical pause, have a little bit of a talk through, say maybe what they're about to do, possibly decide whether they're just going to stack with the rifles, have the SMGs on a free roam, have some aggression somewhere. Will Ramzik go for an aggressive A pick? He's been on B almost every single round. Will they leave him there and try and have more of a heavy A presence with the three players with weaker weaponry? There's so many different iterations they could do mixing up these plays, and I'm interested to see what they decide.
The thing with Cobble is it isn't really one where you can leave anyone to solo that B site, right? You have to have at least 3 players on B, I would say, at all times. A is really the only one that's capable of having that anchor player on. And whatever way you look at it, Ramzik's kind of needed on either one of these sites. The AWP lends itself to them really well. So he's going to stick over at B. They opt to just go for the 2-3 setup. Pachanga and SNK over here towards the A site. Both players with the UMPs. They're going to go for that boost up on top of the kind of a turret thing here. I never know what to call this boost, but there you go. Fitch actually kickstarts things off in a very good way. Deals with ResX early on. A nice man advantage secured here. Team123, they don't want to do anything but throw this round away. It should be one they can get relatively easily. And it's their best chance of securing this map indefinitely. But they're already finding themselves a man down. They've been relegated back over towards mid. They get forced to work this one angle. Now, SNK falls on stairs. They have to watch out, though, for Pachanga, who has been boosted. Now, this is a great position for a one and done. Just get that one frag. And then look to try and fall on back. And this is going to lend itself to him even more now, as no one's here to trade. Only Cyclone over at Long. And if he goes for the peak and falls, no one's going to be in a great place to try and deal with Pachanga, who can alternatively fall back over towards Long. He doesn't check it, falls on Blast, and that's going to be him going down. That's exactly what happens. Pachanga now falls back over towards Long. No one's going to deal with him. They instead push out towards mid. Fitch is already rotated on round over towards beneath balcony, but he's going to fall in the hands of Acor. Now they have to watch out. As Long is there, but Acor finds himself a second. Pachanga goes down as well. It's all on Sonic and Ramzik. Sonic able to get one. And while Sandon's tagged down extremely low, Ramzik just forces the issue, pushes up through the smoke. Bomb's still on this site, but it isn't going to be able to go down just yet. Sandon's actually trapped behind SWATban right now. Flash comes out, but Ramzik, he mops it up, finds both of those frags. That's going to be Tengri arriving at match point 15-14. And this is it, the all or nothing round. Will we be seeing another overtime on another map here, or will Tengri secure it? And we'll be moving on to the decider. Let's see. This is it. This is the pinnacle of the action on this map. 14-15, all or nothing, Tom. And Team123 do have a fairly decent buy to head into this.
Yeah, that round was just backwards and forwards all the way to the depths, but it has come down to this now. Either Team123 are going to do the same again, take it to OT, and then who knows, we're back in an unknown realm, or Tengri are going to be taking us over towards Train. And then, well, it really is anybody's game from then on. This series has been ridiculously close. Sort of what we expected, and a great way to close out this group. Only one team can make it through from here on out. Will be either of these two. SNK is going to get that first kill, starting things off well. They want to take this over onto that next map. They do have some control over drop. But the thing is, that's not been a problem for Tengri, as long as nobody sneaks past. They can just hold it from outside. They do actually have 4 players over on this B side at the moment. Pachanga with an AWP. Did very well in the previous map when he got this in hand, so definitely interested to see how he'll be able to play it over on that A side. But at the moment, we may never get to see that. It doesn't look like they're going in that direction whatsoever.
Yeah, I mean, they haven't had much success on B. Ramsik's in a very strong position as well. This is the new favorite of the AWP on B site, playing it around the statue. It's so versatile. You've also got a player boosted on top of tree. This B site isn't one that I would want to be peeking anytime soon. We're probably going to see Mertz fall at the hand of Ramsik on this peak, and that's exactly what happens. No trade frag just yet as Ramsik finds himself a second. Fitch as well deals with Acor. It's all on sand, and there we go. Tengri, they take it 16-14. It was incredibly close, but the Danes, they choke in the last couple of rounds, and we will be heading on through to the decider. Tengri, they take it to a 1-1 scoreline. Map number 3 going to be coming up very, very shortly. We're taking a quick break any second now. It's going to be Train, by the way, as the last map. Tom, do you have anything to say about this? And then we'll quickly say hello to some people in chat, and then we're going to take the break.
Whoa, this time they managed to close it out. I think definitely some very, very sketchy rounds for the Tengri side. They were able to pull off with UMPs and mixing it up with some pistols. Ramsik stepping up big with that AWP towards the end as well was a huge dominating factor. Something that we didn't really see. Mertz was pretty quiet, in fact, on this map. But we are now going on to what I would consider an AWPer's paradise. We're going to Train. I can only think that that matchup, that rivalry is going to get a little bit better.
Yeah, an incredibly close game thus far. Quickly, just going to say hello to everyone in the chat that we like so much. Hiko Swag says he's a Hiko fan too. Tom, you got another one? I like Hiko. I kind of wish Hiko was my dad. That's what he reminds me of. Not actually my dad, but just a dad. He's like the dad of North American Counter-Strike, and I love him for it. So yeah, we've also got Pasarella, or Pocarella, I don't know how to say it. Minimalski39, Tom and Harry Best Casters. Twitch Murat. Marius Gable 2505, Eric 2511, Too Easy for Ritz. I think that says that. I don't know. I'm really bad with pronunciation. Albalistu, Lenarari Destroyker, Bombass Slayer, who says Hiko homies, and Blomelli Durgard Gamer TV, or no, the German. That's the one. Der German Gamer TV. God, I'm bad at this. Hit CSGO, Morton07, SN Skill, and last one is going to be Enlight TV. There we go. Take the break, Tom. Let's go. See you in a minute.